Well, we've got our winner of this first matchup. CHA1N is joining us. First off, congratulations. Round of applause for our first winner here of the Quake Pro League Season 1 kickoff. You know, I have to ask, you played 3 days of group stages,
right,
and then you kind of have like the one match on Sunday. Did that kind of feel like a finals in a way to you?
Yeah, kind of like all the hype towards that one game. Kind of got to think about what your opponent's going to do. Because, you know, he's probably studying a bit about what you do on certain maps,
right,
certain characters and stuff. So,
right. Well, one of the storylines that we're going to be seeing probably throughout the whole year is this idea of like old school players versus sort of the new blood coming in. As now the new blood who comes out victorious, what are your thoughts on that? Is that a thing? Are we putting too much emphasis on some of these players that might have several years of experience, or what are your thoughts on?
No, I think it's a good place to put the focus on. I think newer players will evolve the game, and they'll pull out some things that older players won't be used to, and they might call BS on it or whatever. But
right.
Just might be the new thing. So
I like that. I like that. To keep the meta constantly evolving. All right, I'm going to try not to hog all the questions, but I have to ask about the Ruins game. You know, already a lot of discussion on how like the champion band picks will play into things. Tell us from your perspective, right? We saw some pretty decent map control and domination from Garpy. You chose Anarchy, and both the casters said, hey, this is a sort of a great matchup of the meticulous sort of being a little bit more strategic and then trying to like capitalize on speed. What didn't go right for you that game?
My aim and stuff just wasn't good. Like you said, yeah, Anarchy, you have to be on point. And I just wasn't really on point with my rails or anything really. And he played like solid positions, so it's hard to do anything.
And I also have to ask, you know, when you kick off a best-of-5 series, you know, sometimes that first game, a player always wants to grab just because it means that they have the momentum. Mm-hmm. What was kind of your thoughts as Garpy picks up the first map on Awoken, which I think was your pick?
I wasn't too worried, especially I was making the comeback, and I don't know if he spawned where I wanted him to at the end there. I was trying to force a spawn, and I think I just went too early. So I wasn't too worried. It was, I don't know, I was just a little warming up and stuff. So
right,
yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, they call you the comeback kid, so right? Maybe you got to lose the first match. No, don't do that. Gentlemen, you have any questions for?
I mean, I was very curious about Molten. We saw you play Athena there, and you had about 3+ minutes at the end where you were just playing incredibly defensively. Is that something you did deliberately to stay away and protect the lead, or is it just kind of how it played out with control?
Yeah, he got a lucky push on me. Well, not lucky, but he caught me off guard with LG. I didn't think he'd end up pushing me there. When he killed me, he was 6'2", he killed me. And then I was like, okay, I'm just not going to risk it. I know Athena's way faster than Galena. If I just run, make no mistakes, I can't lose. So, yeah, it was the plan to start running. Yeah.
I'd like to kind of pick your brains, actually, about the final map, where it kind of almost seems that Garpy was, from a very, very early point, being crazy impatient. But from your perspective, like your entire view on how that went through, what kind of thing goes through your head when you've got someone like Garpy, who normally isn't that sort of crazy aggressive? How do you sort of discipline yourself to set those traps? Because you ambushed him a fair few times. Just he was not ready for you at all. So what kind of goes through your mind when deciding where to spring a trap and why?
So yeah, I did catch him out at LG a couple times. It was dropped. It was basically just a read because I know so far this series, no one was really doing anything crazy. And I know I wasn't playing how I usually am capable of playing. So I knew if I did that, I just kind of had a read on him. And I don't think he played too aggressively. And I also think he kind of made the mistake of picking Death Knight. He's not really, I think he's actually the weakest character right now. So, and then BJ's pretty strong. So I think I had an advantage there. And then I just hit my shots, I don't know.
Do you think that your game has evolved since the group stages coming into this? Because there's 20 games on LAN that you get to play. That's a lot of experience that everyone gets to continue building up. I mean, how have things changed
So the first day I was playing very, very passive. I was playing scared, basically. Like I was right off the start playing as if I was running. And then the second day I was like, I just got to play like how I play at home, just confident in my aim and stuff. And then that's pretty much it. I just have to play more sure of my plays and not think about stuff outside the game, I guess, while I'm playing.
Yeah, actually, and on that note, actually, just one really final quick question,
question.
as one of the more upcoming. So the difference between LAN and the online grinding, you know, how different is that from your perspective? Like, what is the different feeling that you get?
Well, online, there's not much pressure. And on LAN, stuff hits more, especially LG. So I'd say you kind of can smell fear in people on LAN a lot more. Like you can tell when they're making an overly passive play. And I think that's what my problem was day one for sure.
Got it.
And people were just taking advantage of that. So.
Well, congratulations. A great way to kick off the first matchup of the Quake Pro League, living up to your name of the comeback kid. CHA1N, congratulations one more time. Let's give it up for the winner of our first matchup versus Garpy. It's CHA1N.
Thank you.
And if you are excited about that and you want a little bit more Quake, don't worry, you're not going to have to wait too long. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the Quake Pro League Season 1 kickoff continues after this. Don't go away.